Hello and welcome to the video about OmegaT version 3.0.8 update 2. My name is Roman Mironov and today my goal is to review this minor release with just 3 changes that I want to look at in this video. And we'll start with the first one, which concerns the XLIFF filter. Suppose I have an XLIFF file to translate and a TMX memory to go with it. When I open this file and this TMX file in OmegaT, I find that the very first segment in my file to be translated is a 95% match. It's not a 100% match just because of this single tag. Whereas in the source I have G0 tag, in the TMX I get the F0 tag. Let's open the actual XLIFF file in a text editor to see what's happening. To understand which letter should be used for a shortcut, OmegaT relies on this type attribute, which can also be named C type. And in this case we see that it is equal to G. And this is why OmegaT uses G letter here. So what we can do is, for example, change the letter G to letter F. Manually. Save the file and reload the project. Now it becomes a 100% match because here we now have the F0 tag the same as in the TMX. Now the problem is that you may have like 500 of those segments. And of course, editing them like this, like I just did, is impractical. So what you want to do is to have an option to do this automatically. Okay, I'm going to go back to my file, undo the change, I can save the file again, and reload it. Alright, so I'm back to square one with this G and F in the TMX and a 95% match. What I can do now is use the new option available under Project, Properties, File Filters, XLIFF, Options, and here it is. So we are ignoring the type attribute when building PH tag shortcut. And PH is this, PH. Alright, now I check this option. Okay, and then I reload the project to see what happens. Yes, now OmegaT ignores the type, which is G, and whenever OmegaT ignores the type attribute, it usually uses the F letter. And in this case it ignores the type attribute, or there is none in the TMX, and it also ignores the type attribute in the source file. This is why we get F and here and F here, and a 100% match as a result. Alright, now 2 more things. Of course, you know that there is another way to enable this option, and it is in the general settings. Options, File Filters, XLIFF, Options. This is the general settings that work for the entire program, whereas the settings that I used located under Project, Properties, File Filters are project specific. So you need to understand this distinction, and as a general rule, I recommend using project-specific settings all the time. This is why I showed it here in this example. And the second thing is that this actual change that I showed you, the way we made changes to how the source displays, it actually works the other way around. Let's see how this thing works. First of all, I need to disable this option, so I need to go to Project, Properties, File Filters, XLIFF, Options, and I need to disable this option that we're looking at. Okay, and reload the project. So I'm back to square one with G here and F here. And by doing it the other way around, I mean that we will make the changes in the TMX to match what's in the source. So we'll change the F in the TMX to G. This is very simple. Okay, so let's open the TMX file. Alright. Let's find this text. Here it is. And this is how this tag looks in TMX. So what we can do simply here is this. Simply add the type attribute here to have G in TMX and OmegaT. Right now there is no type attribute, and as we discussed a few minutes ago, this means that OmegaT will use the F. Whenever OmegaT fails to find a type attribute, it uses F. So what we'll do is give this type attribute to OmegaT by simply writing it in the tag itself. Type, and we need G. Okay. Right, so now we have type. I'm going to save the TMX file. And reload the project. Actually, I don't need to reload it. Simply need to go to another segment and then return to this one. And as you see, we have now G in the TMX and G in the source. So by adding the type G attribute to our tag, we achieve basically the same result. And of course, in the translation part of the entry in the TMX, we still have F because we haven't changed it. Okay, so in the translation part, it is still like this. So I can simply copy it from here, add it here, save, and watch this. Okay, it certainly goes to G. And now one last note, I prefer to use the second option because I found that it is usually very easy to make changes to have tags match between a TMX file and an XLIFF file. So this is my preferred method. Of course, the changes are not that easy. They need to be built with regular expressions, but the point is that I like this method. I like to make changes to TMX. Alright, let's move to the second change, and this is the addition of the Chinese segmentation rules. As you see, OmegaT now has a new set of rules, Chinese rules. And while we are on the subject, I want to show the distinction between the project-specific and general segmentation settings. Again, just as I did with the file filter settings. So right here I have the general segmentation settings, and I have Chinese, Swedish, Polish, Dutch, and other sets in my general segmentation settings, whereas in my project specific settings I only have a few sets and my own sets. Again, those were the former were general segmentation settings, and they had Chinese, but my project specific settings have only those sets that I need for my current project. Okay, and the final improvement to review is the improvements made in the text search window. Actually, there are two of them. Right, I'm going to open the text search window, and here we have two new shortcuts. The first one is for this item, translated. If I press Alt, I can also press T to enable or disable this checkbox by using my keyboard. And the same applies to the files item. I can press Alt plus L, and then to switch to files, and then I can press Alt plus J to switch to project. So like this. Alt J, project, files, project, files, project, files. So two new shortcuts available in the text search window, making this window more accessible. Alright, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching this video, and feel free to leave comments below or rate it. Bye.